5 strangers, 1 common goal: to lose weight and get healthy. Subscribe to this channel to follow their year-long collaboration to lose a collective 500 pounds. The 500 Pound Project presents Collab The Flab. Hey guys, welcome to week 16 weigh-ins. Let's get started. Hey guys, Amy here, coming at you with my week 16 weigh-in. So I was still coming off of last week where I just was kind of feeling stuck in my head and stuck in a rut. Just really not sure where I want to go with things. I just kind of knew I wanted to get recommitted and make the small changes in my head. So this week I decided to continue kind of on that path and take a lot of the pressure off where I was just getting really stuck in my head. So I kind of just was more relaxed this week. Not necessarily with my food. I still focused really hard on keeping sugar out of my diet, which was really difficult. I'm basically jumping around the questions all out of order right now because I'm going to talk to you about food before I tell you my weight. When we went grocery shopping last week, I did not buy any junk food at all. And there were several times this week that I just wanted sugar so bad. I mean, it wasn't 100% sugar-free, but there was no sugar in this house and I was going crazy. In fact, I think last night I sent out a tweet and I'm like, the problem with not having any junk food in the house is there's no junk food in the house. It's so crazy to me how much sugar just has like a grasp on your life, and I was seriously going out of my mind because I just wanted a treat so bad. But luckily I would have had to have left the house to get some, and I just kind of wasn't willing to do that, so I powered through that craving. But it was rough, and looking back, I'm like, that seems so silly that was so hard for me and almost like a drug addict, but it's true. Like, I have said this forever now, like, sugar is a drug and I've got to get it under control, and I think I did really well this week and I'm proud of myself. So where I wasn't focusing as much on my workouts this last week, I was focusing on powering through those cravings. So with that said, I did weigh in this week at 292.3, which is a loss of 0.3, which is pretty much exactly what I lost last week as well. So in 2 weeks, I'm down less than a pound. I'm trying really hard not to be devastated about that because I know that I'm taking this time to readjust my brain. It actually is kind of funny because I am starting to crave going back to the gym. Like, I miss it. It's like an old friend. So that to me is really exciting, that's kind of where my head is going, that I really miss going there. Another thing that I'm gonna try this next week, in addition to going back to the gym, is an app called 7 Minutes, and it does 7-minute workouts, and I think that will be helpful. As I get back into the gym and swing of things, I'm gonna start going to the actual gym on non-editing days just to start, because it was really stressing me out to work my full-time job during the day, run errands after work, come home, and I still have to edit and network, all of that, and go to the gym. And it was just really stressing me out to the point where I just didn't want to actually do either, and it sucks because both of those things I love. So I'm gonna, on non-editing days, I'm gonna go into the gym, and on editing days I will use that app, and that way I'm still getting my heart rate up and moving on editing days too, but it's not so much of like a scary stress and make me want to do nothing. One day this week, my husband and I made chicken and Brussels sprouts, and it was so good. He did the chicken a little bit differently. Like, we baked the chicken and he put tin foil over the top of the chicken as well as under the chicken. So it kind of like was poaching it while it was baking. It was like the most tender chicken I've ever had. And as someone who has dieted for, gosh, like 20 years now, I'm so sick and tired of chicken. But this was like really, really good chicken. And we made a side of Brussels sprouts, which the Brussels sprouts were really good, but I had such a bad stomach ache the next day. And my husband did too, so I feel like we're blaming the Brussels sprouts, which I don't know why. I love Brussels sprouts. It could have been the chicken. Either way, it was short-lived and it was just funny. I don't know why we blamed the Brussels sprouts. They really were good. Poor Brussels sprouts. They get like the worst rep. And I feel bad because they actually taste really good. They're like literally mini cabbages. So that basically was the majority of questions all rolled into a really random conversation. I'm sorry, I hope that you guys are kind of cool with that. Some of us are kind of getting away from the questions a little bit just so it's not so like strict and structured, just because we can kind of like talk and feel a little bit more at ease. I actually kind of like it more because then it's more of like a conversation with me and you. And my voice is going, so I should probably wrap up my segment. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. I genuinely feel it. And to my fellow collabers, I want to tell you guys how much I truly enjoy you. The past few weeks have been so incredible, and I have loved how much we have just gelled together and really been there as a support. And I think that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and while obviously we want to be doing our best and we don't want to be slacking off, I think that we also need to remember how far we've come. It has been a very long 4 months, and we are about to start our 5th month, which means we are almost halfway through this, and we're doing incredible. So I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being so amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.
Hey guys, it's Chantel, and let's get right into the weigh-in. This week I weigh 252.8. So I'm thankful I lost some weight this week, which means I'm closer to being out of the 250s. I am back to the lower weight I had been at before I went a little haywire, but that's okay. We're getting back on track and I'm doing really good. Past 2 weeks I've lost weight consistently, so I'm really proud of that. Number 2, food and workouts. I have been eating 1,600 calories a day. I keep track on my FitnessPal. So I've been eating 1,600. I was doing 1,200, but I was seriously hungry all the frickin' time. I talked to my trainer and I read on a website that women can eat anywhere between 1,200 to 1,800 and consistently lose weight. So I've been sticking around 1,600 and I have been losing weight, so I'm happy with that. In my workouts, I've been doing my boxing every Tuesday and Thursday, but the time and days of that is going to change because the work schedules of everyone that watches Jackson have been changing. So I'm going to be doing boxing and kickboxing later, and I'm still doing the Bikini Body Mommy Challenge. Week 2 just ended. Today was my rest day, but I still did a good workout, and I'm going to go for a walk in a little bit with Jackson and Katie. I go for walks every day except for Tuesdays and Thursdays because I do my boxing that day, and I also do strength training with Bikini Body Mommy Challenge, so I've made it so that I don't do 2 cardios in one day. I do cardio and strength. I'm just so tired at the end of it that I don't bother doing my walk, but I'm doing about 4-mile walks every day except for Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that's about that. Number 3 is my human moments. I was pretty good this week, I have to admit. I'm proud of myself, but stepping on that scale is a human moment for me every week. Like, I'm nervous. Did I do good enough, or was I not good enough? You know what I mean? But I did good enough this week, thank God. Number 4 is any tips and advice. I don't really have any, guys. I'll just keep telling you the same each week, that if you're doing this with us, you can do anything you set your mind to, and this is our year. And number 5 is goals for next week. My goal for next week is to get out of the 250s and just keep pushing as hard as I've been doing every day. But that is it. I love you guys, and thank you for the support every week, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. Let's get right into the weigh-in. So this week was my worst week by far. I think this is the first week I actually gained weight. I gained 1 pound. I think a lot of things contributed to it, but I'm not gonna get too down on myself because it doesn't help anything. One of the things I've learned from other people's in my group, other people's, plural, one of the things I've learned from other people in our group, people in the comment sections and people that watch our channel, is one of the worst things you can do is get super depressed and disappointed in yourself, because all it does is it feeds negativity and it brings all these negative habits back in. You start punishing yourself for doing the wrong thing. This week for me, it was being on the road a lot. I was driving, up to 7 or 8 hours a day this past week, and there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity for, healthy meals and exercising and things. I just sat. I ate fast food and I just sat there for, up to 8 hours a day, just driving along, and there wasn't a whole lot of, things to do physically. So yeah, that sucked, but I'm looking forward to this next week where I'll be turning it around a bit. So hopefully I won't be driving so much. I'll finally be at home a little bit more, and I can work out some more and prepare some meals, which Alyssa and I are working on here today, later today. So we're excited. I'm excited to turn this week around a little bit. So yeah. Workout wise, it was literally just like the pre-shower workout that I normally do, that's like real quick. I'll do as many repetitions of push-ups and sit-ups and squats as I can in like one series, and as soon as I can't do anymore, that's when I jump in the shower and just kind of wash off, and I'm ready for the day. I think another contributing factor to my gain this week is being up so long. The longer that I'm up, the hungrier I am, the more I want to eat. So for example, I normally wake up around 5 a.m. and I'll fix breakfast for Alyssa, and we'll get ready for the day and all that stuff. We're up pretty early, and then we start the day and we go on by like 10 or 11. Like, that's like lunch for me. I'm ready for lunch at like, the time McDonald's is still serving breakfast. Not that we need McDonald's, but you get where I'm going with this. And then you're ready for dinner between 4 and like 6 p.m. And then, depending on how late you stay up and you're working on projects and things like that, you can stay up to like 10 or 11 o'clock. Maybe even like 1 or 2 in the morning. And at that point, it's been like 5 to 7 hours since your last meal, and you're hungry again. So it's like Taco Bell's 4th meal, and you don't need that 4th meal. And not to say that I'm eating like a 4th meal, but there's snacks and there's things kind of try and tide you over so you're not eating a meal, but it's something that you wouldn't have had otherwise if you were asleep. So that's really frustrating. But I think it's important to remember that we're human and we make mistakes. I don't even really like to think of them as mistakes. You're living your life the way that you've lived it for so long, and we're trying to make such a dramatic change in less than a year. I'm 27 years old, and for 27 years pretty much, I have been eating a certain way, and I've been living a certain way, and I've become a certain way when it comes to habits and exercise. So changing it in, how long have we been doing this? 15, 16 weeks? I mean, that's pretty remarkable. I mean, if you can do that and you can stick to it, that is incredible. And I salute you, ma'am and sir and all that good stuff, because that is challenging. I don't know how people do that normally. It's a big deal. So my tips and advice this week are really just don't be so down about, making a step back. As long as you're making 2 steps forward for every 1 step back, I mean, you're making progress. That is the biggest thing. Even if you're maintaining your weight, but you're making healthier lifestyle choices, I mean, that's a huge improvement over what you were doing before. So just keep improving yourself, and over time, things will be just fine. I've already mentioned them, but I've had several human moments this week as far as, negative human moments, those being just eating fast food because it was fast. And I know I'm kind of being repetitive, but I think a positive human moment is coming to terms with yourself and being happy with yourself and realizing that it's okay to make mistakes, If you're a Batman fan, you'll know that, I don't know what it has to do with Batman. It really doesn't have anything to do with Batman. He kind of had it made from the beginning. Why do we fall down? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. That's just the name of the game. We are learning to change our lives, picking ourselves up when we are feeling down and all that good stuff. So just stay positive the best that you can, because you are awesome just the way you are. We're just improving our awesomeness. Anyway guys, I hope you've had a fun and safe weekend. Feel free to leave any tips in the comments section below. I love hearing from you guys. It is amazing. It's one of the things I look forward to every single week, is just hearing from you guys and getting your tips, advice, thoughts, hearing about your own life and things like that. I love it. It really is like my favorite thing throughout the week. Anyhizzle, I will see you guys next week with another weigh-in. Be happy, stay beautiful, and I will see you next week. See you guys.
What's up, guys? So it's nice to be back with you this week. Have a better update this week. Finally! It's a long time coming. Let's just say that. Last week, if I remember right, I weighed in at 296.3, which is terrible. Higher than I even started. I'm still a little bit higher than I started, but we're on the way down and we're gonna get there quick. So today I weighed in. I forgot to take a video of it and a picture of it, but just trust me. I weighed in at 293.3. So a loss of exactly 3 pounds, which I was fairly happy with for a number of reasons. This week, me and my wife actually made it grocery shopping and got some food in our house. We got a lot of produce, we got some meat, just stuff that will help me and her as well be healthy eaters. If there's not good food in the house, it makes it so we want to go out to eat. It makes it so we snack on crappy food. With workouts, however, it's kind of a bummer. I did not work out once this whole week, and I hate excuses, but I have an excuse this week. I actually got ready to go work out several times, but this week, for some reason, I'm still feeling the same way. I've been extremely lightheaded, and when I walk around, it's kind of like I'm walking around like this still. I don't know if it's because of the ship or because I've had a little bit of a cold. Not bad enough where you'd think it would make a difference, but I've played it safe and I just don't want to overdo it and cause myself injury with falling or something like that. I was feeling quite a bit better today, however. I'm hopefully gonna be able to get up tomorrow morning before my son gets up and go on a run on the treadmill. Wish me luck that I can get back and get into training, because I definitely want to get training for another race in the future, whether it's a 5K, 10K, half marathon, whatever that is. So wish me luck. So one place I get my motivation from is from podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts because I travel a good 30 minutes to and from work every day, and I have a lot of time on my own. And so there's a specific podcast I listen to each week on top of others, but I've been listening to the Logical Weight Loss podcast. If you guys haven't listened to it in the past, I definitely recommend it. It's just this guy that does it out of his basement. He's just a typical guy that's just trying to lose weight, and telling about his journey, telling about different gadgets he uses, different methods he uses, and it's just he just talks to you and lets you know what's going on. So I definitely recommend it. So this week on the podcast, he told us about an app on his phone that he recommended it, and I went and downloaded it immediately because it sounded so great. And I shared this app with the Collab The Flab, and I don't know if anyone else downloaded it, but I love it. It's something I look forward to each and every day. It's this affirmations app right here, and it's really good. So when you pull it up right here, this is what it looks like. And what you do is you push hold, and it gives you an affirmation for the day. So like for today, it says, I think of what is possible instead of what isn't. So what I do is when I wake up each and every morning this last week, and I plan on continuing to do it every week, and I plan to continue to do it every day, I should say, is I want to wake up and have some type of affirmation to push me forward throughout the week, and so it gets me started off on the right foot. So one thing, if you know me at all, and if you've been around me at all, is I'm a water bottle junkie. I have tons of water bottles. The good thing though is I think I found my favorite water bottle ever. I don't think I'll ever have to buy another water bottle ever again. We've had it for quite a while, but I've never thought about sharing it with you guys, and just a good little tip. So this is my water bottle. It's the Hydro Flask 40 ounce, and I bought the extra top that has the straw on it. It's great. It keeps your water cold, or your beverage, whatever you want it to be, your soda. Actually, I don't drink soda, but your water, I should say. Like for instance, I woke up one morning at about was about 4 a.m. and filled it up up to about here with ice, and then filled the rest of it with water. Took it to work, and I forgot to drink all day. This was a couple months ago. When I got back to work the next day, it was still full of ice till about right here. So over 24 hours later, it only went down like this much in ice. Holy cow, that is freaking amazing. It helps me get my water in. I try to drink at least 2 of these while I'm at work. It's big. I have a big head. You can see how big it is. 40 ounces. And then what I try to do, like I said, I try to get at least 2 of these while I'm at work, and then at least 1 more when I'm home. So that brings me to at least a gallon, if not more, per day. And one thing I've been getting back on is MyFitnessPal. When I had lost my 100 pounds last year, I had gotten almost to 400 days in a row with logging in on MyFitnessPal. And then I stopped. Don't know why. That's when the weight started coming back on. And so I made a conscious decision, if I can talk today, to start logging my food on MyFitnessPal. It makes me more conscientious on what I'm putting in my body, not just mindlessly eating. So if you guys don't have MyFitnessPal, I definitely recommend downloading that app. And you can follow me. I think it's under Kleinkurt78. I like to have people that follow back and forth. I know that Chantel is on it as well. So my goals for this next week is I want to get to the point where I can start working out. I want to make sure this this lightheadedness goes away, and I can get my body moving. I can start that sweat, get that fat water going. And I have a goal for myself for this week to hit my 10,000 steps on my Fitbit each and every day. I know that if I do that, I'm gonna be moving, which will mean calories burned, and it'll just make me feel good in the long run. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we will see you next week.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you for welcoming me the way that you have to this project. And to the fellow Collab members, I want to thank you especially for making me feel welcomed, and I'm very grateful to be a part of this project. This week was a very good week for me. I think I started off with a really good start. I'll jump right into my weigh-in. This week I weighed in at 322.4 pounds, which is a weight loss of 8.4 pounds. Now I will be honest with you, last week when I did my video, I weighed in early in the week, so this is about a week and a half worth of weight loss. But it's still very good, and I'm very excited about that number. As far as what I did for food and working out this week, I'm kind of a creature of habit. I stick with what works for me, and it's when I don't plan ahead that I end up struggling. So what I do is every day I take my lunch to work. And I stick with, simple. I don't like to cook a lot, so I stick with things that are simple. And for me, I like taking those progressive soups, the light ones, because they're low in calories, they taste really good. And for me, that's something that is simple, quick, easy to take to work. And then usually what I'll do for dinner is have a salad and some chicken. Like I mentioned before, I don't like to cook a lot, but my partner taught me how to make this really good baked chicken recipe, and it's super easy, and I literally just pop it in the oven and I cook my meals for the entire week, and then I just take leftovers with me. So I know that's not for everybody, but for me it works because, again, I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and it's simple and I like that. As far as my workouts go, I've been primarily focusing on cardio. I've been working out on a consistent basis since January, and I go to the gym 5 days a week. I walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes every day, and when I first started, I had to work up to the level that I'm at now. So I've been increasing the speed and also increasing the incline to challenge my body to continue to work harder. And so at this point, what I do is I walk for 10 minutes, starting off at 3.5 miles an hour on a 3% incline. And then after 10 minutes, I up the incline to a 4% incline and walk the remaining 20 minutes at the 4% incline. I do eventually want to start incorporating weights into the exercise, because at this point I'm starting to deal now with loose skin, and I want to start toning that. I started doing this at-home workout challenge, just using my own body for exercise, and it's super easy, and it only takes 5 or 10 minutes every day, and it's just a combination of different exercises like crunches, push-ups, squats, wall squats, and let me tell you, the wall squats, they are not a joke. I really thought that it was going to be easy, you know, lean up against a wall, squat for 15 seconds, piece of cake. After 15 seconds, I wanted to die. Literally, to die. To death, all the way. But I lived, I survived, I'm a fighter, I'll keep on surviving. Human moments for the week. I actually had a couple of good ones. My job is notorious for having food. They do these Friday Fun Day events every week, and a lot of times it revolves around food, and everybody brings a side dish. And this week I was really proud of myself because I wasn't tempted by all of the bad food. As far as advice or tips that I have to offer or need from the group, at this point it's still kind of new. I'm feeling very motivated because you guys have all welcomed me, and I just wanted to say something that really struck me with last week's video. You know, Amy, I really appreciated the fact that you were so honest in your video because I know the struggle and I feel that struggle. I've been there, and I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I know that the other collab members and all of you guys watching at home are here. And Amy, I just wanted to give you a big hug after that video because it really, really got to me. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. As far as advice, you know, that I have, I'm just going to stick with what I'm doing right now. You know, everybody has their own way of doing this, but I think my biggest piece of advice is to just know that you're not alone. My goals for the week are just to keep challenging myself to increase my exercising at the gym. I want to start incorporating more of the weight training. As I mentioned before, I want to start toning the loose skin. I'm going to be going on a cruise in a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited about it. So at this point, I just want to keep going with what I'm doing because it seems to be working so far. I'm very proud of the weight that I've lost this week. I was a little surprised. I didn't expect to lose that much, but I'm very happy. I'll take it, and I'm very proud of that number. But again, I just want to thank everyone who has made me feel so welcome. All of the collab members, you guys are great. I really thank you all, and for those of you who are watching, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm very excited about this. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next week with my weigh-in.
And that was our week 16 weigh-in. Next week it'll be a live event, so probably the same time as normal, which is just 9 o'clock East Coast time, 7 o'clock Mountain time. And as usual, Phil will be doing his best to join us to take some of your questions, so we can't wait to see you. Thanks again for all of your love and support. You guys are amazing, and we'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, my name is Josh, and I just wanted to make a little video here to introduce myself. I'm very grateful to be a part of this wonderful project, and I have to say that I've watched some of the old videos and